India. Officially, the Republic of India is a sovereign nation in South Asia. It is the seventh largest country by geographical area, the second most populous country, and the largest democracy in the world. Home to the Indus Valley civilization and a region of historic trade routes and vast empires, the Indian subcontinent was identified with its commercial and cultural wealth for much of its long history. Four major world religions, Hinduism, Buddhism, Jainism, and Sikhism originated here, while Zoroastrianism, Judaism, Christianity, and Islam arrived in the first millennium Christian era and shaped the region's diverse culture. Gradually annexed by the British East Indian Company from the earliest 18th century and colonized by the United Kingdom from the mid 19th century, India became a modern nation in 1947 after a struggle for independence that was sparked by widespread non-violent resistance. It was the only known bloodless revolution. The Indian flag symbolizes the life of an ideal Indian. The saffron color denotes renunciation or disinterestedness. The readers must be indifferent to material gains and dedicate themselves to their work. The white in the center is light, the path of truth to guide our conduct. The green shows the relation to the soil, or relation to the plant life here on which all other life depends. The Ashoka Chakra in the center of the white is the wheel of the law of Dharma. Truth or Satya, Dharma or virtue ought to be the controlling principles of those who work under this flag. Indian economy. India has the world's second largest labor force with 509.3 million people, 60% of whom are employed in agriculture and related industries, 28% in services and related industries, and 12% in industries. In 2006, estimated exports stood at $112 billion and imports were around $187.9 billion. India's most important trading partners are the United States, the European Union, China, the United Arab Emirates, Singapore, and Australia. More recently, India has capitalized on its large pool of educated English-speaking people and trained professionals to become an important outsourcing destination for multinational corporations and a popular destination for medical tourism. India has also become a major exporter of software as well as financial, research, and technological services. Many multinational companies such as the IBM, Microsoft, GE, and American Express, Nokia, Dell, and many more started operating their research and development labs in India. Even Indian software firms, Infosys, Satyam, and TCS, running their offices in the United States and most of the South Asian countries. The Mukesh Ambani promoted Reliance crossed a turnover of 1000 billion rupees this year and is a positive sign for the fast growing Indian economy. The famous American writer Mark Twain once said, India is the cradle of the human race, the birthplace of human speech, the mother of history, the grandmother of legend, and the great grandmother of tradition. It is absolutely right. India's culture is marked by a high degree of syncretism and cultural pluralism. It has managed to preserve established traditions while absorbing new customs, traditions, and ideas from invaders and immigrants. Multicultural concerns have long informed India's history and traditions, constitution, and political arrangements. Indian architecture, including the notable monuments such as the Taj Mahal and the other examples of the Mughal architecture and South Indian architecture, is the result of traditions that combine elements from several parts of the country and abroad. Indian music covers a wide range of traditions and regional styles. Classical music is split mainly between the North Indian Hindustani and South Indian Carnatic traditions. Highly regionalized forms of popular music include filmy and folk music. Indian dance too has diverse folk and classical forms. These are Bharatanatyam of the state of Tamil Nadu, Kathak of Uttar Pradesh, Kathakali and Mohinattam of Kerala, Kuchipudi of Andhra Pradesh, Manipuri of Manipur, Odissi of the state of Orissa, and Satriya of Assam, and many more. The earliest works of Indian literature were transmitted orally and only later written down. These included works of Sanskrit literature such as the early Vedas, the epics Mahabharata and Ramayana. Indian festivals. Many Indian festivals are religious in origin, although several are celebrated irrespective of caste and creed. Some popular festivals are Diwali, Pongal, Holi, Onam, Vijayadashmi, Durga Puja, Eid ul Fitr, Bakrid, and Christmas. Religious practices are an integral part of everyday life and are a very public affair. India's national sport is the field hockey, though cricket is the most popular sport in India. In states of West Bengal, Goa, and Kerala, soccer is also a popular sport. Chess, commonly held to have originated in India, is also gaining popularity with the rise in the number of Indian grandmasters. In recent times, tennis has also gained popularity. Traditional sports included kabaddi, kho and gilli danda, which are played nationwide. India is home to the age-old disciplines of yoga and the ancient martial arts Kalari and Vermicelli. One of the all-time great scientists, Albert Einstein, said, "We owe a lot to the Indians who taught us how to count, without which no worthwhile scientific discovery could have been made. Indians have contributed a lot to the humanity. The number system was invented in India. Aryabhatta was a scientist who invented the digit zero. Algebra, trigonometry and calculus are studied which originated in India. The place value system and the decimal system were developed in 100 BC in India. The value of pi was first calculated by the Indian mathematician Buddhayana, and he explained the concept of what is known as the Pythagorean theorem. He discovered this in the 6th century, which was way long before the European mathematicians. The world's first university was established in Takshashila in 700 BC. More than 10,500 students from all over the world studied more than 60 subjects. The University of Nalanda was built in the 4th century, was one of the greatest achievements of ancient India in the field of education. Ayurveda is the earliest school of medicine known to mankind. The father of medicine, Charaka, consolidated Ayurveda 2500 years ago. Susruta is regarded as the father of surgery. Over 2600 years ago, Susruta and his team conducted complicated surgeries like cataract, artificial limbs, cesareans, fractures, urinary stones, and also plastic surgery and brain surgeries. In the computer era, India is among three countries that build supercomputers on their own, the other two countries being United States and Japan. India's new Parampadma terrestrial supercomputer is also amongst the only 4 nations in the world to have this capability. Here's a glimpse of some of the famous personalities from India. Ravindranath Tagore won the Nobel Prize in the year 1913 for his literary work Gitanjali. Sir C.V. Raman won the Nobel Prize in Physics for his work Scattering of Light in the year 1930. Hargobind Kharona won the Nobel Prize in 1968 for producing the first man-made gene. Dr. Subramanian Chandrasekhar won Nobel Prize for his work on black holes and galaxies. Mother Teresa won the Nobel Peace Prize in the year 1979. Dr. Amartya Sen won the Nobel Prize for his work in welfare and economics in the year 1998. Swami Vivekananda. He is the famous and influential spiritual leader of the philosophies of Vedanta and Yoga. Mahatma Gandhi. He was a major political and spiritual leader of India and the Indian independence movement. He was a pioneer of Satyagraha, a philosophy that is largely concerned with truth and resistance to evil through active non-violent resistance. Subhash Chandra Bose, known as Netaji, was one of the most prominent and highly respected leaders of the Indian independence movement against the British. Bhagat Singh. He was the Indian freedom fighter considered to be one of the most famous revolutionaries of the Indian independence movement. Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. He is the 11th President of India, a notable engineer, and is often referred to as the Missile Man of India for his work, and is considered a progressive mentor, innovator, and visionary in India. And this is what we call the incredible India.